Greetings. Welcome to the fourth episode of the Top Lawyer series by The Lawyer Africa. My name is Efi Joanna Tieno, and today we have a woman of many hats in my books because she's a lecturer, she's an author, and she's also an advocate of 17 years. Trust me, she doesn't look like it, but she has 17 years experience. And today is her bar anniversary, so I guess happy bar anniversary. Yeah, so we'll just take the time, she'll introduce herself, and we'll have a little bit of conversation about her and the farm and just get to know more about her. So hi Gladys.
Hello Effie.
Hi, it's so wonderful to be here. Thank you for the warm welcome.
You're most welcome.
Your farm is so beautiful. You can tell it's a woman-led farm, just saying. So maybe you can just introduce yourself to our audience. Who is Gladys and how did you get here?
So first, thank you Effie and your team for the opportunity to hear my story. So my name is Gladys Mwangi. I am an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. I have been in legal practice for the last 17 years, as you have observed, from 12th October 2006. So yes, 12th October is my big day, anniversary. So I'm a holder of an undergraduate degree and a Master of Law, both degrees from the University of Nairobi. I am also, on the other side, a lecturer at Kenyatta University School of Law, where I focus on teaching civil practice and family law. I am also a mediator. I'm certified and accredited, and a company secretary. Yes.
Okay, tell us a bit about that. How do you manage to juggle all that? Because I've seen at least a lot of advocates would go for, if now they become mediators or mediators, they go there full swing, and this other one takes a backseat. How are you juggling all that?
I would say I'm a very versatile person. And I've trained my mind to be very versatile. And that helps me to be comfortable in different spaces without feeling drastic change of space. I could be in court in the morning prosecuting a case, and in the afternoon I'm in class teaching. So I do not feel the big shift. And also, if you want to be comfortable in what you're doing, focus on areas where you're passionate about. I'm passionate about civil practice. That's why I do civil litigation. That's what I also teach. So for me, it's seamless. I love it. And I'm therefore able to balance the duties without feeling like I'm getting out of space in a big way.
Okay, that's interesting. The trick is finding what you love and you can juggle it as long as it's within the same scope.
Exactly.
Interesting. Maybe you can just tell us a little bit about your farm. When did it start? What motivated you to start the farm?
First, in my initial years of practice, I was employed for the first 7 years. I was lucky to work with one of the good law firms, I would say so, in the country, Kamaukuria and Kiraito Advocates, under the mentorship of Dr. Gibson Kamaukuria. And he largely mentored me into civil litigation or civil practice. And in 2015, I moved to be on my own. First, I registered Gladys Mwangi and Company Advocates. And then in 2019, my current partner, Ande, rejoined me. So Nderi and Mwangi itself started running from 2019. But prior, I was in Gladys Mwangi and Company Advocates. It's a lady-led law firm, as you observed.
You can tell from the decor.
Yes, and we love that way. And yes, we are there offering legal solutions to Kenyans.
Okay, so what are some of the areas of practice of the farm, in case someone would want to know or someone would want to join the farm?
Yes.
What are some of the areas of practice, or are you restricted to just civil and family?
So my area of practice largely, which is also within the law firm, we do commercial law and family law. We also do conveyancing. We are also not the straight jacket kind of law firm. We have interest in other growing areas of law, governance, drawing policies, trainings. So we are quite exposed in our areas of practice. But for me as a person, I'm very focused on matters which affect people's day-to-day life. I usually say any person you meet today, they are either doing business, they are either employed, and they are also within a family. So you'll find that within that area, that's where most of their issues will come up. So very deliberately, I focus on commercial and family law because I like working with people and offering solutions. And I find many people get their legal problems within that sphere. Yes.
Okay, very interesting. Maybe just to piggyback a little bit on that.
Yes.
one of your areas of interest is civil, which you also teach, and
Yes.
you have written a book.
Yes.
I am so sad I missed the launch. There were some things that were happening. I think I was at work.
Yes.
So tell us a bit about your book and why you wrote it. Of course, you have an interest in that area. A little bit about that book and your journey to just coming up with a concept and having it there finally, and the launch was very successful.
Thank you very much. I would say that writing a book would be, to me, one of my biggest legacy as a lawyer, because I usually say that every person, when you write about your life, you should have a chapter on how you passed the wealth of knowledge you have acquired over the years.
Yeah.
So to start with my interest in writing this book, when I started teaching law at Kenyatta University School of Law around 2017, I quickly realized that we had a shortage of locally authored materials in our areas of civil practice.
Yeah.
You'll note that civil procedure, the rules, yes, are largely global, but we have our specific rules which govern our courts within our context of practice. And we lacked that because for you to be a practitioner in Kenyan courts, you must grasp the practice within the courts.
Okay.
You must know what divisions of the courts we have. You must know how do you prepare and file our pleadings within our courts. So that was one of the things that made me think, well, if I have been practicing for these years, I should not be questioning why we have no materials to teach. And I said, somebody must do it.
Yeah.
Somebody must do it. And I took the challenge, and I thought it was an opportunity for me to fill that gap besides my interest in sharing knowledge. Yes.
I really wish that book came out when I was still in KSL because
Yes.
I think my study group and I would have
Yes, the book has
benefited.
been received very well in the market, especially by the legal scholars and advocates. I deliberately wrote it as a simple book which both scholars and advocates can comfortably read. It's not the jargon type of book, a very simplified book, but it has been received very well in the market, in the legal industry. I'm very glad for that.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a highlight. I
Thank
think
you,
if there's
thank you.
anything that we should remember is
Yes.
that book. I would recommend all of you to read it. Please find it.
Thank you.
Okay, so maybe just to, again, you keep mentioning your passion for students and
Yes.
teaching in
Yes.
schools, and you're also the Deputy Director of Student Affairs.
Yes.
So it's like your day-to-day life is interlinked with being with students around you and having students. So how do you think that has helped you, especially with your work in mentorship, and overall how your career in teaching has helped you as an advocate practicing and vice versa?
Great. So teaching actually for me, I initially it was not something I planned to, but after doing my master's in 2016, I realized now I have a lot of space and capacity to offer knowledge. So when I was approached by Kenyatta University School of Law to teach civil practice, I never thought twice about it. And in fact, I surprised myself the way I was able to quickly pick up teaching. And as I've mentioned, I teach largely what I practice because I teach civil procedure and I teach family law, and which is the larger context of what I do in the law firm. So it's a benefit to me. First, it helps me to keep up to date with the changes in the civil practice. I'm always looking out at what is happening in the sphere because I have to teach what is current. I have to put my learners in the right platform to be able to catch up with what's going on. So both ways, it has helped me. To my practice, it keeps me on toes. I ensure and it has also, most importantly, developed my research interests. I love research. It's actually one of my strengths, research. And probably that's why I was able to quickly put up together a book, as much as it took me some time. But you cannot write a book if you have no interest in research. And teaching put me in that research mode because anytime you're going to class, it's never the same as the other class. You must prepare, you must check out, you must look at the current jurisprudence. So it supports each other, and I'm glad for that. I love mentoring young people. I love working with them when they meet me on the street, in social media, and wherever they know. So even the opportunity for me to serve as the Deputy Director of Student Affairs for me it was just an addition of what I'm passionate about, because it means working with students out of class, mentoring them, sharing with them, listening to them, and I think that helps me to bond a lot with the students. So I think I've held that position for the last 3 years. Teaching I've done for 6 years now, and I think I would say I enjoy it, and it really runs well with what I do in the farm.
Wow, okay. I think we have people who are building the new generation of advocates actively and inactively, actively through class, and inactively through your book, because that's something that they'll read over and over even once you've stopped teaching them. So that's really amazing, and coming from someone who also wants to be a teacher in future at some point in my career,
that would be
I think that's very inspirational.
Yes.
So as the team leader for your farm, at least, where do you see yourself as a person in terms of your personal brand, and also the farm overall in the near future, say 5-10 years?
As a person, I would say that I'm focusing in providing better services, sharpening my skills. I'm one person who believes in what we call there's no end to learning. So you'll always find me doing new things. For instance, now I've started doing mediation as a private mediator. I'm also accredited by the judiciary to mediate matters. So I don't get comfortable that now I'm doing civil litigation, I've authored a book, that's it. I'm always looking at doing better. The legal practice has become very dynamic. There are very many options out there for lawyers, environmental governance, communication, IT. I mean, we have to keep doing those things, not waiting for others to do it. So as we're already doing it, we have to keep growing. So I look at myself in the coming future, broadening my practice, focusing on also offering my services at a higher level, moving from, I don't want to call them small matters, but now being able to offer consultancies. I'm also moving into training corporates in NGO spaces, because the skills you have acquired over the years, they must be moved to the next level. I've been teaching at the public university. That gives me that capacity to communicate, to provide knowledge. So if I can do it also at corporate levels, at governance levels, why not? So I'm looking at myself, upping myself to doing, yes, what I do, but at a higher scale. Yes.
Okay, that's interesting, because I think a lot of people enjoy being in that comfort zone. Okay, I'm an expert in civil law, I will just sit there. And it's a challenge to us young advocates, because you know, now a lot of us have been focusing on the emerging areas, environmental law, IT. We forget at some point that IT matter will lead to a civil suit you will need to litigate.
In fact, I tell young lawyers that if you join the legal profession, you must be ready to get out of comfort zone. In fact, when I meet young lawyers and they tell me, oh, immediately after admission I want to specialize, I tell them, don't worry about specializing, because you'll be surprised. Once you start practicing, issues will come up. And you know, there's no way I would say I'm a civil litigation lawyer, but when my client calls me, they want to be assisted with corporate governance or legal compliance, and I tell them I can't do it. You must be ready to, you must be open to learning, you must be broad, and you must have a versatile mind.
True.
Yes.
Okay, versatility is the word there.
Yes.
Okay, so maybe if you could advise young advocates what it takes to build a successful career. Of course, you've already mentioned being versatile and things like that, but anything else you'd like to remind them on how to build their own successful career, build themselves in terms of, because you know, you can't separate the advocate from the farm. It comes as a package. So
exactly.
Your personal brand highly affects how Nderi and Mwangi will be perceived by the public. So what would be your advice to young lawyers up and coming in the profession?
One is being patient. You must be patient. I'm 17 years in practice, but I'm still open to learning. Be patient. Don't be in a hurry to inbox yourself. I tell young people, it's only when you're young that you're allowed to make mistakes.
True.
Even here, the young people I work with, when they are young, I excuse them more. But as you grow, that room narrows down. So it's your time to try out new things. Don't get comfortable. Try out things. Fail. Get back on your feet. Work with your seniors. don't say because now I'm an admitted, that's it. Keep growing. I also look out to my seniors. If you looked at my book launch, it was very deliberate that the guests were my seniors. Very deliberate. Why? Because I'm still learning. One of them was my pupil master. How many years? About 20 years ago. I still look out to him. There's no end to learning. If you get comfortable, you lose it. Our courts are always releasing new jurisprudence every now and then. You must keep up. There's no end to it. So tell them, be patient, but it comes with hard work. Keep learning. Have an open mind. There's no stopping.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. There's no stopping. You have to.
Yes.
It's always progressive.
Exactly.
You know, most of us thought that perception. Once I finish campus, at least I can relax. Then KSL hits you. Once I finish KSL, I get my 9 Ps. I'm admitted. At least I can relax. Then you get into the profession. You realize courts make decisions every single day.
Every single day. The
You
jurisprudence
have to
is
read.
changing. Yes.
And I think now, having been admitted, I have to read more than how I used to, because you know, when I'm in KSL, I study for the coursework and that's it.
Yes.
But now I have to read more beyond anything I'm even interested in.
Exactly.
So thank you so much for that. And
Yes.
you have managed to build a formidable team at your firm.
Yes.
And a lot of, we've seen the team works really cohesively. So how have you managed to bring that cohesion and build such a formidable team that at least, like yourself, they also grow? There is no stagnation in terms of their career by joining you until they're just there, but at least they grow in terms of their profession. So how do you ensure that, balancing them being employees and also their career development in the firm?
Yes. First, as I said, is a lady-led law firm, 2 partners, and Danny and myself. And it starts from the top. We are able to work cordially. We share a vision on where we want the firm to go. So consciously we ensure that our team is working with us. Because if you are a leader and your team does not appreciate where you are going, you lose them along the way. So we focus on guiding them, and we don't leave anybody behind. So as a leader, and I've had the advantage of holding an administrative position in a public institution, and now leading a department here, litigation and dispute resolution, I focus on having everybody on board. I focus on guiding. I just offer guidance, but I let them do the moving themselves. So that way you find our farm is very easy. You walk, you find my senior associate here. Virtually everything I do, she's in the picture. So that even when you came into this farm and you didn't find me, you'll be comfortable, you'll not feel the senior partner is not there, so you are lost. So we focus on working as a team.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So as we wrap up,
Yes.
I just wanted to know, of course, we know of you as the advocate, we know of you as the mediator, as
Yes.
the author. 2 questions. What do we expect of you in the near future in terms of advancing even academically? Is that in the prospects in terms of advancing the firm? And also maybe outside the legal career, something that most people do not know about Gladys.
So first, I think sooner or later I'll author one more book. Hopefully, either I do a 2nd edition, or maybe I do something within the family law sphere. Out there, beyond law, I'm a happy citizen. I network a lot. I'm a member of various networking groups. So you find me when I'm not in the law firm. I spend time with people who are outside the legal profession. Like I'm a member of BNI, Business National Networking International. I like learning from what other people do. I also do a lot of talkings on, I'm passionate about social justice. So out there you'll find me doing a lot of pro bono work and mentorship. I focus a lot on vulnerable members in the society, mostly children and women. In fact, there was a time I've served well in the LSK Gender Committee because I have a lot of passion with working with vulnerable members in the society. So outside the normal practice, you'll find me in that space, doing what I must do, doing my parenting, mentoring, and working with women. You'll see me once in a while talking about women empowerment, either even in corporate and other spheres. Yes, so I try to be an all-round person. So really what people don't know much about me, I think I have the combination of being very soft and also being very firm. Out there, I'm an easy person. I love networking. I love working closely with people. But of course, when I come to delivering as a leader, as an advocate, I must be firm, I must deliver, and I must do it right.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I think this has been an inspirational interview, and the crew, I was just looking at you like, okay, I think this is where I would want to be 17 years later in the profession. So thank you so much. And as we wrap it up, you can just give us your parting shot, anything you'd want to say. You don't have to be limited to what we were discussing, anything.
So I think first, I'll say two things. One is to my colleagues in the profession. Legal practice has become very dynamic, and the space, we're having thousands and thousands of lawyers coming in, and you have to stand out in whatever you do. You have to up your skills. Don't tire of sharpening your skills. Opportunities are there. You go to the government, to the judiciary, or the parliament, you find lawyers. Go to corporates, you find lawyers. Communication, IT, environmental governance, opportunities are there. All we need to do is not to limit ourselves.
Okay.
Let's grow ourselves. The other thing, because I talked about working with women, I'm passionate about working with women and women empowerment. I'll say that sometimes people ask, how do you manage as a woman to do this? You're parenting, you're working and all. And I say that you can only do as much as your mind tells you can do. Because as women, we are cultured to be taught there are glass ceilings out there. If you believe there are glass ceilings out there, you'll always be focused on, there's a glass. When will I break it? Will I be able to break it? So for me, I tell women, you can prosper in any profession. Yes, we are women, we are female by identity, and that's nature. But I say that capacity to grow, capacity to reach out to opportunities has no gender. And I say, I hope there'll never come a time that I'll say that I didn't become the best that I can because I'm a woman. Let there be no time that I'll say I lost opportunities because I'm a woman. Let there be no time I will say that if I was not a woman, my life would be different. And it's not just for me, not just for my daughters, but for every woman out there. Opportunities are there, they have no gender. Let's go out and grab them.
Wow, thank you so much. You heard it here first. Capacity to reach out to opportunities has no gender. So don't limit yourself. Thank you so much. This has been an amazing interview. Thank you once again for welcoming us to your farm. And thank you so much for tuning in and being able to join us on this 4th episode. And we're hoping to see you in our subsequent episodes. Bye.
Bye, thank you very much.